thesis here. AMD, we do have a gap down, of course, with earnings, but now we're right at our earnings high. So we're right at our earnings key level. This is our gap as well. If you do want to see upside above our previous day highs, for continuation is in play here for AMD. So my main watch is Tesla, Nvidia, AMD coming into market open. Some other names we can keep an eye out for: Microsoft above our previous day highs. I talked about this one being a key watch yesterday. I guess now it's already moving higher up into that 422. So most likely Microsoft is going to be off the table now since it's pushed up nicely. Another name we can keep an eye out for here is Palantir. Either the rejection off our 146 or now it's going to be above that 148. And then another name, TSM, we can keep an eye on this one. All-time highs. Key level here is going to be that bounce off our pre-market lows are now above our pre-market highs. Okay, let's make sure everything is good and we will get started.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up?
What's up? Yeah, so for me coming into today, what I'm going to be focusing in on is definitely going to be SPY above previous day high and QQQ above previous day high. That's just for continuation and trend. And then in terms of some of the names that look good, I like Tesla above previous day high and AMD above this 192.49 level, and AMD and Nvidia for continuation to the upside. And then a lot of these other names just kind of consolidating. So for me, for the first 5 minutes, I really just want to see which way the market wants to move. Once I've developed a strong enough, once the market's developed a strong enough thesis, we'll look to take a trade from there right into the open. Though what I want to see is QQQ and SPY show a little bit of strength or buyers stepping in for me to confirm trend to the upside, and then we can look for some moves back to the upside as well.
Okay, all our names right off the bat are moving higher here. Let's keep an eye on Tesla above previous day highs, AMD above previous day highs as well. And then Q's the key level here is going to be that 616.
What are you doing? Tessie.
All right, so Tesla, this one back above. Tesla breaking back above 421s here. Let's see if Tesla can break above previous day high and retest that area. AMD also retest of 217.70s I would be interested in. And then NVIDIA not moving as fast. So Tesla and AMD, keep an eye out on Tesla and AMD right now. Tesla, the retest of 217.70s is something I'd be looking, or sorry, AMD retest of 217.70s is something I'd be looking for. And Tesla 421.22s, 421.22s for a retest.
Yeah, Tesla, keep an eye on Tesla here. What I'll be looking for is the 425 calls. It currently just had an immediate retest right off the bat, but let's keep an eye on Tesla off our previous day highs here. The 425 calls is what I'm looking for on Tesla. So far,
Q's
Q's,
dropping here.
Q's a little bit of reaction here off that 616. Tesla, as you can see, has a lot of relative strength. Let's keep an eye on your previous day highs. AMD right at your previous day highs as well.
Yeah, AMD, this one's an immediate retest of previous day high. This is exactly where you'd like to see AMD hold up. This is an immediate retest with QQQ dropping here a little bit as well. Let's see if any buyers can step up on AMD here for continuation back to the upside. Keep an eye out on Tesla, though. This pullback on Tesla is something I'm very interested in. This pullback on Tesla into previous day high. AMD buyers are stepping up here so far. QQQ right near lows. QQQ, it does have room down into 614.30s today. AMD, some buyers trying to step up near this previous day high. This is a good retest level. We'll see if buyers do end up holding this for a move back to the upside. I just like Tesla a little bit more here. I would like the pullback of Tesla.
Yeah, we just need some sort of low risk entry here on Tesla. We like to see the reaction that we have off our previous day highs here. If not, we'll have to look for your 5-minute range high or a little bit more of an aggressive entry. But let's keep an eye on a potential pullback here on Tesla, risking off our previous day highs. As I mentioned, I'm looking at the 425 calls here on Tesla, the 425 calls.
Yep, let's keep an eye out on this pullback on Tesla. Let's keep an eye out on this pullback on Tesla right into the previous day high. I'm going to be keeping an eye out on the 425 calls myself, the 425 calls here on Tesla, looking for continuation to the upside. Let's see if Tesla can pull back. AMD so far breaking back below the previous day high, right? Didn't take that entry so far on AMD. Price action QQ, just correlation there with AMD wasn't strong enough for myself, right? And this one was an immediate retest as well, right? So not too much displacement. That one can still work on AMD, but I would like Tesla over AMD right now. Let's see if we can get that pullback on Tesla. This one just seems very strong so far. Every single candle has been a green up close candle on Tesla, even though QQ is dropping. NVIDIA, this one came up into your 192.49 level. This one dropping as well. Tesla, keep an eye out on this pullback on Tesla. Let's see if some sellers can step in for buyers to step in your previous day high. I'm going to be keeping an eye out on the 425 calls here on Tesla. That's going to be the 425 calls. Keep an eye out on this pullback on Tesla.
Yep, let's keep an eye on this previous day highs here.
Once again, that's going to be the 425 calls I'm going to be looking at. I'm going to be looking at the 425 calls.
Okay, yeah, Tesla, I'm actually going to try some of the 425s here. Not quite hit your previous day highs, but this one, very bullish on the higher time frames. I'm going to take aggressive entry based off of our previous day highs risk, looking for continuation towards the upside. Took some of the 425 calls on Tesla. Risk is our previous day highs here.
Yeah, Tesla, nice move up so far. Buyers really stepping in there. No entry for myself just yet on Tesla. I'd look for the retest now. So for me now, Tesla was not able to come back into the previous day high. Buyers stepping up very aggressively. Now it's going to be the 5-minute high setup plus the 1 candle rule, which is the down close candle. Let's see if Tesla can come back for the retest there. This is going to be the 425 retest that I'm going to be looking at on Tesla. The 424 retest on Tesla. Keep an eye out on this retest on Tesla. QQ coming back down here as well. Keep an eye out on the 425 calls. Still keeping an eye out on the 425 calls for this retest of the 1 candle rule for continuation on Tesla now. There's going to be the 1 candle rule plus the 5-minute high as well. So 1 candle rule plus 5-minute high. I need Qs to show some sort of buyer stepping in here as well. I need QQQ to show some buyer stepping in near this previous day close. Once again, that's going to be the 425 calls I'm going to be looking at, the 425 calls.
Yeah, you can see the QQQ, a little bit of weakness here off our previous day highs. Tesla has a lot of relative strength. If the Q's bounce,
Get rid of some of those.
14s on Qs. This is going to be the key level on QQQ. Keep an eye out on Tesla here. If buyers can step in off of this 1 candle rule and Qs can show some sort of buyers. Qs right now breaking that support level. We need Qs to show some sort of buyers here. If Qs can show some sort of buyers, I'm going to be interested in, like I said, the 425 calls on Tesla, the 425 calls. Keep an eye out on Tesla here, 425 calls. Let's see if some buyers step in. QQQ dropping here. Tesla right at that 1 candle rule plus that 5-minute high. Let's see if any buyers want to step in here on Tesla. I need Qs to show me some sort of buyers as well. No entry on Tesla just yet for myself. I need some buyers to step in. No entry on Tesla just yet. AMD also tried to break back above previous day high. Failed that level as well. Rest of the market a little bit weaker.
Yeah, Tesla's coming down here. We'll keep an eye out still on your previous day highs. Q's is a little bit weaker. I would have liked to see Tesla maintain above that 423. But for me, Tesla, as long as you can maintain above our previous day highs, that's going to be the key level for me, 421.
All right, so SPY coming back down. SPY currently in a key level 693.96. This is also your previous day close on SPY. So potential bounce level here on SPY, and then QQQ right below your bounce level, 614.02s. Next level I have on QQQ is actually all the way down at 610s. So there is a little bit more room on QQQ for a move to the downside. Tesla, I'm going to keep an eye out on this reclaim now. The reclaim entry here on Tesla is something I'm going to be keeping an eye out on. If we can reclaim back above this 5-minute high plus this one candle rule, I'll look to enter in for a move back up into high of day and continuation on this name. Let's keep an eye out on this reclaim entry on Tesla if buyers want to step up. Once again, that's going to be the 425 calls I'm looking at.
Yeah, for Tesla to be valid, we need to see it maintain above our previous day highs, and we like to see the reclaim back above this 423.90s.
SPY bouncing off this key level. Keep an eye out on Tesla 425 calls here. Keep an eye on Tesla 425 calls here. Let's see if buyers step up here on Tesla. So far, a little bit of rejections off this one candle rule plus the 5-minute high. Q's rejecting here, 614.02s. Tesla rejecting so far as well. No entry on Tesla for myself yet.
Okay, I'm going to reduce that.
Yeah, Q's right in a key spot, your pre-market lows here. Tesla, so far, we need to see the reclaim back above this 623 here. I don't like the context as much kind of with the Q's dropping. I'm just going to give it a little bit more room down and towards that previous day highs, but that's going to be my key level for Tesla. Previous day highs, 421 here.
Let me just see if we can get.
Yeah, no entry on Tesla just yet for myself. Once again, still keeping that on that reclaim entry, but once again, I need to see QQQ show some buyers stepping in as well. AMD invalidated. This one, previous day high, was the kind of entry model that I was looking for. No entry on previous day high. So that one, no entry on AMD. Tesla, this one's showing a little bit of weakness with QQ dropping now. We'll keep an eye out on the overall market, but we need Qs to show some sort of strength for buyers to step up on Tesla. But once again, we need Qs to show strength for that to happen. SPY back at its key level, 693.96. After that little bounce that I talked about could have happened.
Yeah, just no.
NVIDIA. Oh,
Yeah, no buyers
go
on the
ahead.
QQQ so far. Really, any off our pre-market lows. Qs has room down towards your 612 here. Tesla is still holding out, but I don't really like it as much. Most likely going to end up getting stopped out here unless we have strong buyers off our previous day highs.
Yeah, a name that's weak overall is NVIDIA. This one breaking back below previous day close, below a support level as well. And then you have the one candle rule on NVIDIA. So you could potentially look for the retest of NVIDIA of the 938 candle, that 938 up close candle. You could look for the retest back into that level for continuation to the downside. That is something that you could look at on NVIDIA if the market does decide to continue to be weak. Tesla is still above previous day high. So technically still validated for a bullish thesis above this level of the previous day high. However, if it breaks back below that previous day high, that's going to be invalidated on Tesla. SNDK all the way back into previous day close. Google back below previous day close as well, or sorry, previous day lows. MU back below previous day low as well. Some of the names just showing a little bit more weakness. QQQ retest actually here right now. So QQ retest 614 level plus the one candle rule at 938. So that 938 up close candle, you'd actually want to hold that for a move to the downside on QQQ now. After breaking structure. So we'll keep an eye out on QQQ, see what happens here. If QQQ reclaims back above, then Tesla's still technically in play. However, if QQQ fails, then of course we're going to be looking for that move to the downside. No entry on anything for myself just yet. Nothing for myself for an entry just yet.
So a little bit of bounce here on the Qs. Let's keep an eye out on Tesla. Let's see the reaction that we have off our previous day highs. That's going to be key here. 421.
Q's right back into that retest level here. SPY coming back up here as well. This is the exact level you'd like to see SPY reject if you're bearish on the day. However, if you're going to be bullish, then you want to see SPY reclaim back above this level to show some sort of buyer stepping in. Of course, that'll help the market show some strength as well.
Reversing there. Ideally, we want it up here. Get down, AMD coming back out. Intel. Trying to give this Tesla the benefit of the doubt. Pull up here.
All right, Q's getting a little bit of that rejection that we were talking about right off that one candle rule. A little bit of rejection here on QQQ off that one candle rule. SPY rejecting off that 693.96 level here a little bit as well.
Okay, Tesla's about to come down here with the Qs. Let's see if there's any sort of buyers that step in here off for 621. That's going to be key here for me.
Yeah, overall market, a little bit just kind of consolidation overall, I'd say. Not really doing too much. We'll keep an eye out on this Tesla reclaim. Keep an eye out on this Tesla reclaim. Once again, that's going to be the 425 calls on Tesla. Keep an eye out on these 425 calls on Tesla for this reclaim of the 5-minute high plus the one candle rule. Buyers are starting to step in here on Tesla. Keep an eye out on this reclaim of the 425 calls. 425 calls. That's going to be February 13 expiry. Keep an eye out on Tesla 425 calls. I want the move back above the one candle rule, looking for high of day and continuation into 428.44s even potentially here. Keep an eye on the 425 calls. We need buyers to step up here above the one candle rule.
Yeah, so far buyers are present here off our previous day highs. Let's see if we can get this reclaim here on Tesla for this pushback up and towards high of day and above. I'd like to see the Qs above this 613.50, and then Tesla needs to get above this 423.91.
Yeah, the only problem with Tesla entry is the QQQ and SPY are weak. So SPY still rejecting 631, 693.96, and QQQ still rejecting that one candle rule that I talked about previously. That's why Tesla is showing a little bit more weakness, but this one does have relative strength. So if Qs can show some sort of buyer stepping up, right, Tesla should see some continuation. It's just Qs and the overall market needs to show a little bit more strength. If you look at the 5-minute on Tesla, right, just basically a big green candle to start off the day, and then every other 5-minute candle has been a doji candle. A lot of indecision on Tesla. So we do have some sort of strength here. We just need buyers to step up for it. SNDK, some buyers stepping up on SNDK here. AMD as well. This one rejected that previous day high, just came down, not showing any more strength anymore on AMD either. NVIDIA, we did not get that retest we wanted for that move to the downside, right? NVIDIA, no retest for a move to the downside, so no entry on NVIDIA.
Yeah, with kind of the
Tesla
Qs rejecting, most likely going to end up getting stopped out here on Tesla since it's rejected off that 623 here as well.
Yeah. Tesla, like I said, no entry there on Tesla for myself. No buyers stepped in above that 5-minute high. That's the key level here on Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla. I personally stopped out of Tesla on just with the Qs dropping. It is coming back down towards our previous day highs. I wouldn't be opposed to looking for that 84% rule, but just kind of with the Qs rejecting, I don't really like the context here anymore. For me, it had to break above that 423 there. If buyers step in and we want to reclaim, then I'll look for the 84% rule.
All right, Tesla right back at previous day high. QQQ still right, rejecting that one candle rule so far for today. This one showing a little bit more weakness on Qs. Tesla so far right at previous day high, but once again, need buyers to step in on Tesla above that one candle rule / 5-minute high reclaim. And then I need Qs to get back above 614s. That would give it a lot more better context if Tesla can come back above one candle rule and Qs can come back above 614s here. Let's keep an eye out on if Qs can reclaim 614 key level and then Tesla can reclaim one candle rule. AMD, this one coming back down, not really too much on AMD. NVIDIA, this one slowly coming back up. Rest of the market, honestly, definitely a little bit weaker overall. Google does have this retest level actually coming in. So Google retest previous day lows, 317.33s on top of the one candle rule at 939. So Google retest there is present. No entry yet for myself on anything. I haven't taken a single trade yet. I like Tesla, but once again, no entry in terms of our entry model for the reclaim or the retest of the 5-minute high or the one candle rule.
Okay, with the Qs kind of reclaiming the 613 here, Tesla still maintaining on the 1 minute. It looks fairly choppy. Higher time frames, in my opinion, looks pretty good. But the 1 minute so far a little bit choppy. Let's see if any buyers. I actually still like this based off a technical setup here with the Qs kind of flipping back above now as well.
Yeah, Tesla, this is going to be your lowest risk entry. This is your lowest risk entry on Tesla, your previous day high, because you're risking the break of your previous day high for continuation. So this is a very low risk entry for a decent reward on Tesla down here if you were to enter, right? You're risking essentially a break back below your 420.70 level for a move back up into high of day, which is almost a 4.3 risk to reward trade just from this level right here.
Yeah, we'll see if any buyers step in. Tesla was relatively strong compared to the market earlier. Now, with the Qs bouncing, Tesla's not as strong, but we'll still keep an eye out on this previous day highs since this is key.
Once again, for myself, for any entry, need stronger price action. That's going to be key. And I need QQQ above 614.02s. That's going to be the key level for me. This 614 level on Qs, you can see it's retesting that level again for a move to the downside. I need the reclaim back above that level.